Today I'm going to talk about top working and Super Julie. So I'm in front of this old Hayden tree, and this is one of the Haydens that I've partially top worked. There's a lot of area that actually will be producing Hayden fruit this season, but this area, this is all Julie and Juliet behind it, and there's some other varieties on the other side of the tree. So it's going to be fun. There is this one very high branch here, at least high when you keep climbing ladders, and I wanted to keep the branch but put some variety up there that would actually not grow really tall. I started with this area here that, has been cut way back, and I'm grafting Super Julie onto that area. Now, Super Julie is a rather vigorous variety and fairly upright too. So it's a questionable call, but what the heck? Why not experiment? What I'm doing with the Super Julie is whenever it starts getting too vertical is that I cut that off and encourage the lateral growth. So I'm hoping that Super Julie will look super weird but be super productive and grow more laterally, and possibly when it starts getting fruit, that fruit would make it like hang down a little bit. So anyway, while this project has been going on for months, and in fact the first two grafts were over a year ago, and I just noticed a couple of interesting situations while I was up there, and so I wanted to show you what's going on up there. So a lot of these, well, that area is not top worked, but a lot of these have been top worked. But there's two situations that I want to show you. This right here, you can see, is very dead, but on the base here, it's green. There's no bud showing, but it's green. And it's the same situation over here. We have a very dead top of the shoot, and then right down here is green. So what I'm going to do is cut off all that is above that graft, since it has taken, and hopefully that particular part of the green will force a bud. Even when buds are not showing, that can happen. So looks like this one's going to be easier to do, so I'm just going to I'll have to revisit this often, because it's very likely that this area will try to grow, put out new buds. And I'm going to do the same thing with the other situation here, but I have to move the ladder, so that will be some point later. Let's get the one on the other side of the tree. Oh, wait a second, that can go down further. Here we go. So I didn't have to use my saw at all. They were rather big branches, but this is just a great tool for cutting those thicker branches. That's the Super Julie. It's doing really well. I hope that those two grafts that I showed you, where the top of the scion died but the bottom was still green, actually produce buds and then branches. But we'll keep an eye on that. So that's my Super Julie on a high place on a Hayden top work project. I'm not sure if it's going to turn out like I hope it will. We'll just have to see. But if you have an idea of what you might want to top work to a certain area of your tree, try it out. What's the worst that can happen?